Hello everyone. Today I am here with Dr. Janet, principal of Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. And today she will be answering some of our questions about her college. So, good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good morning, Sakral. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. So, my first question will be that as you are the principal of Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology,
Yeah.
what is your philosophy of leadership? As I have studied that you have already gained 25 years of experience in this field.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
what is your philosophy? What is your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style, I would say it's like a participative leadership, and I always strongly believe in always becoming an inspiring leader. So if a leader has to get things done out of her team or out of her group or anything, it should be an inspiration. It should come out of inspiration. The moment you're an inspiring leader, then it's really easy to get the tasks executed from your folks, because then they will see you as a role model, or they will try to emulate you. And I also believe in actually being a change maker, because if you want to really see the change that you want to see, then you should be the change maker. You should be the change. So I really strongly believe in being an inspiring leader and being a change maker, and that's my style.
Sure, ma'am. So, as you are an inspiring leader, so how do you strategize the key programs and plans for the marketing and the administration of your college?
So, we have academic leadership, well-defined academic leadership at various levels, and therefore we have a short-term plan, long-term plan, and then we discuss in our regular meetings with the management also participating in the meetings, and we try to present the strategies that we should follow in the shorter run and the longer version, etc. And we debate it out, and then we strategize all those policies. And whatever policies we are taking, we we really explain it to all the stakeholders. We've got a well-connected groups, WhatsApp group. We regularly mail them, we regularly WhatsApp to them, stating our strategies, branding our institution, what are the newer technologies we have adopted, etc. So when the stakeholders are well informed about the things that's going on in our institution, the strategies and the policies we are doing, it gets very simple. We will be able to drive across the point that yes, all these strategies are happening in Sri Krishna, and therefore people will be knowing what's happening. So it's easy for us to do the branding also. Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And next, I would like to ask you that in your experience, what can a student looking to study in your institution, looking inbound in your institution, can gain from your institution after his course or her course has been completed?
Okay. See, our institution is actually known for excellent placements. We have established we've carved a name for us in this education arena, that our institution is a go-to institution for if the student wants to get placed. And what we've been telling our students is they can come with variety of dreams. They would like to come. Some people would like to go for a job, and even if it's a job, we tell them, we segregate them based upon their career choices. We segregate them whether they want to go for a product company, or whether they want to go for a service company, or they want to go for a core placement company. And if they want to do entrepreneurship, whether that is their dream, and whether they want to go for higher studies, that's their dream. So we offer a choice of subjects, custom-made and tailor-made, because we are a choice-based credit system. So we offer them custom-made, tailor-made choices of subjects, so choice-based training that they give, because based on the career choices. So one thing I can assure my students, any raw person who comes here goes out as a leader, and then they will be industry ready the moment they step out of the portals of SKCET. Those two promises and assurance I can give as a leader of Sri Krishna College of Engineering Technology.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Next, I would like to ask you, as you have mentioned that you have great placements and your students can look forward to gain a lot from your university.
Yeah.
So how does the curriculum of your college or the academics of your college ensure that?
All right. We are an autonomous institution. Therefore, we have a lot of flexibility in designing our own industry-based courses. And all our curriculum, if you see, it's actually patterned out of the based on the needs of the industry, what the industry expects. So every semester we send our faculty and the heads group of various domains in engineering sector to visit the giant companies in their own sector, and they get the know-how, the gaps that's needed, which needs to be bridged up, and what the industry looks out, and what are the courses they will like the students to be competent in. So that differences they bring to the board of studies, and we discuss it out in the board of studies, and then we formulate the courses thereby. So every semester you can see that there will be an improvement in the kind of the syllabus and the curriculum that we offer. Every year there is curriculum revision. Therefore, we will really know, it's easy for us to adapt to the changing needs of the industry, and all industry oriented niche courses are brought into the curriculum. So we have an industry based curriculum. And secondly, we have tied up with a lot of industries. And we have brought in new courses here. For example, we have tied up with the Tata Consultancy Services for the BTech Computer Science Business Systems. And when we tied up with them, we are just one of the 3 institutions selected across India to have that association with the TCS. Now there are a lot many engineering colleges which have joined the bandwagon. But when we did it, we were the only self-financing autonomous institution in the country. Engineering college to tie up with Tata Consultancy Service. We are the pioneers in that. And we've also tied up with Virtusa Corp for an indigenous program. We call it as an integrated MTech Computer Science and Engineering course, which is a 5-year integrated program. And so these leaders of the industry will come to our campus, will train our students, and the curriculum and the syllabus, they take part in designing the industry-based curriculum based on their needs. And in this Virtusa MTech CSE, the final year the student spends in the company itself. So it's like an internship in the company itself, I would say. Like that, we have already tied up a lot of companies, and we have brought in niche courses. So this is, I think this should be our USP. And not only that, we have a lot of centers of excellence which we have established with the industry. So the industry personnel come here, they offer their project, we have labs set up in our institution by the industry in participation with the industry. So the student gets to know about what projects they're actually doing or executing in the industry. That real-time exposure we are giving. So our industry-based curriculum, yes, that's our USP. And finally, we also give them like the mandatory internship. We have a mandatory internship. We give them mandatory credits. We make all the students who have opted for this placements opportunity to do that internship in the industry. And we also ask them to do a lot of certification courses. For example, IoT, data science, so on and so forth. We have the Swayam platform and MOOCs platform, either through Coursera or through edX or through NPTEL. They have to do this certification of these industry-ready courses, and that has also been given credits. So we're always focused on the industry-based curriculum. Our only mantra is the student should be industry-ready the moment he or she steps out of the portal of SKCET.
Sure, ma'am. That's important in the education and technology field, of course. Yeah. So, ma'am, how can a student from backward economic class or backward different races come in contact with what is going on in the college, and they can be a part of your institution?
We have a lot of CSR initiatives, I should say. Even students coming from all types of background, all types of races, we accommodate them. And our management is benevolent in executing scholarships. Every year we give them tuition fee waiver and scholarship worth several crores. I should say 1 crore worth scholarships every year, to be, to say in the least. And if a guy from an economic rural background does well in his semester, we give full waiver of their tuition fees, all fees for that matter. So we give them a lot of student scholarship. Secondly, if a guy excels in a particular area, let's say the guy wins in a hackathon, he wins the first prize, and the government rewards with 1 lakh for this Smart India Hackathon, the prize money, we give an equivalent 1 lakh on the annual day of our college. So we keep the students happy, and we encourage them to participate in hackathons elsewhere. It may be in the global level. Several of our students, they visited Hack Harvard University and participated in Hack Harvard hackathon there. Several of our students went to Oxford University and participated in the hackathon there. Several of our students have gone to Singapore. So all this travel and all that is actually borne. The expenses are borne by the management, in addition to the extra prize money that the management also gives. So therefore, we really understand the aspirations of students coming from different varieties of sectors and economic zones and all that, and we give them special privileges and packages to make them feel encouraged.
Yes, ma'am. Next, I would like to ask you, what is your college's priority over the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in next 10 years?
Oh, any autonomous institution will aspire to become an university in course of time. We also have this aspiration from the new education policy. We definitely have to become one. So that's one thing. Now I feel that we have established ourselves at the national level, winning any award at the national level, which is formulated by AICTE or Ministry of Education. The last year we won, bag full of awards. We got the second rank in Swachhta, then second rank in USWA, and almost any ranking that is done by MHRD or AICTE at that time, we have won all those laurels. So we are really visible on the global level, and we conducted Smart India Hackathon for the 4th consecutive time last year. And our Prime Minister also interacted with our students through video conferencing. So we have made a visible presence at the national level. We would like to take it up to the global level. So we are just eyeing on the top global universities abroad, like UC Berkeley, for example. And we would like to establish ourselves in the global ranking, and also establish ourselves, make us visible at the global level itself. So that should be our vision for, in the next immediate future, or the next 10 years. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So now I would like to ask you that when you first came to Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology,
yeah,
what was your vision for the college, and has it evolved over time, as you have been principal now for quite some time? So has it evolved during the time you have been principal, or is the vision still the same?
No, not at all. See, when I came here, Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology was an autonomous institution, was doing well. But the excellence part was missing. And I saw a lot of growth, or scope for growth, and carrying it forward, looking at our infrastructure. You'll be surprised to know that all our classrooms are having digital classrooms. So we have gone in for flipped learning, blended learning, etc. So when I came here, I wanted to put that on the academic infrastructure vision of, for the whole country to see that, yes, we have a digital infrastructure established. And whatever we are talking about right now, that it has become a new norm now, this online education, we've been doing that when I came here. So it was quite some time. This is actually old for us, I should say. So we have our own indigenous flipped classroom and blended learning. And I formulated this indigenous Google Classroom, where every faculty will prepare their own notes on the form of PDF, the form of PPT, in the form of their own videos, and that will be broadcasted to the students. We have it in our website, and therefore there's a 24/7 blended learning or flipped classroom learning that is happening at our place, and was well appreciated by our AICTE chairman Shri Anil Sahasrabudhe ji as well. And so this was one in terms of blended learning. And then I also saw that the competitions at the national level and global level, participations were a little missing. Therefore, I encourage the students, I work with them. I come from computer science and engineering background. So I work with my students for projects, and almost all hackathons, which has been the Smart India Hackathon, which was conducted all through the year. Not only that, we were host of those hackathon. Our team would have actually won either first prize. At least one team would have won the first prize, I should say. So we nurtured and I encouraged the students, worked with the students, and I saw that as a team with our own faculty and mentors, they've grabbed the first prize for various problems posed by various agencies at the national level. So that was one thing which was missing, and now we are doing it and we are going in the right track. Then in terms of R&D also, there was a lot of scope for improvement, and I've encouraged our own faculty to get a lot of R&D projects from DST and various schemes, and we are now doing very well. Right now, we have 8 crores worth of R&D funds from DST alone, from Government of India. So on the research and direction front also, we are doing well. So all these, that was a vision that I had for the institution when I joined, and we are on the right track. Yeah, still there's a lot much to do.
Yes, ma'am, of course. Next, I would like to ask you that what do you see as the challenges in higher education in general in India, and also specifically for your college, what do you see as the challenges in the coming?
Challenges, challenges not many. I would say that now, according to the new education policy, government is insisting in building the digital infrastructure, Skill India, Startup India program, etc. Digital India program is the vision of our Prime Minister. So I don't see it as a challenge, but that's a strategy that should be adopted by any education institution across India, and I welcome that. And of course, we have a very strong digital infrastructure in our institution. Therefore, I think that will never be a challenge for us. It could be easily adapted. We were practicing it for quite some time. So adapting to the newer technology and then establishing startups at every educational institution should be the right way to go, according to, if we have to fulfill our Prime Minister's vision of Digital India and Startup India and Make in India. And I would look into that startup part, establishing startups, as many startups as possible in our institution for nation building. And that will be my line of thought in the next few years. Yeah, at our institution.
Sure. Next, I would like to ask you, would you like to give any suggestions for the current youth and aspiring students who are still in their 11th, 12th, and they are looking forward to college life? What would you like to tell them?
I just have, I know I can't say a suggestion, but then I'll just frankly talk out. They should love what they're doing and do what they love. That's all, So if they really do what they love, they'll scale even greater heights, I would say. It should not be out of compulsion. They should really love and passionately do what they are doing. In that way, they will also come out stronger. They'll also be very successful. They'll help our nation at large, and they'll be happy. See, normally when you do things, if you're happy, that outcome is really different from if you do it monotonously. So I just want them to just enjoy what they are doing and be on the right track. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Last, I would like to ask you, is there anything about your college that people may not know and you would like to tell them, apart from already what you have told me? Is there anything else?
I would like to emphasize that our college, Sri Krishna College of Engineering Technology, is the right place if for all people of variety of dreams, okay, be it entrepreneurship, be it placements, be it higher studies, or honing up their skills and being industry ready the day one they come out of our campus. I think SKCET, I want to impress this, that SKCET is the place to go. So that's one thing. Secondly, on the corporate social responsibility front also, we're doing quite a lot of things. We're giving a lot of scholarships for both the underprivileged, economically underprivileged, and for the meritorious students. And we've also adapted neighboring villages, and we have empowered the village folk and the village community, particularly during this pandemic period as well. And we've also have got a women empowerment center. We're empowering the women faculty also. So these are some of your CSR activities. And for the student front, if they want placement, if they want good placements, if they're looking out at wholesome, leave alone placement, if they are looking at that wholesome development, personality development, then I think Sri Krishna College of Engineering Technology is the right place to step in. This is what I want to say to the people. I think people know it outside, but I really want to emphasize this once again. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, sure. Yeah, ma'am, it was nice talking to you. We learned a lot.
As well.
Yes, ma'am. Wish you best of luck for your vision and your future.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sakal. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Good day to you.